At the beginning of the movie, it is explained that before there were humans on Earth, there was intelligent life in other galaxies. One of them was on the planet Summerus, where we see the family of Mills with his wife and daughter named Naveen. Mills works as a pilot of an intergalactic airline, where he has to earn money to pay for Naveen's medical treatment. In this flight, Mills has to go for 2 years, and even though that is the case, Naveen understands that her father works hard for her health. During the journey, Mills's spaceship, which carries many passengers, enters an asteroid field. Many rocks hit the spaceship and make it slowly fall apart. Mills is forced to make an emergency landing on a planet. Luckily, Mills survives the incident, although he suffers some injuries. With his advanced equipment, he tries to see the situation around him, where all the passengers have died. Entering an alien planet clearly makes Mills have to be careful of everything that feels new. According to the procedure, Mills then sends a distress signal to the planet Samaras and gives information about the planet where he is stranded, which we know as Earth. Then, while he is silent, he suddenly gets information that there is one passenger who is still alive around there. He quickly goes to the location that has been determined. It turns out that it is a girl, and when he returns to the spaceship, Mills sees a large footprint of a dinosaur. It is known that Mills has landed on Earth 65 million years ago, or precisely when the dinosaurs have not gone extinct. Now only the two of them are left, where Mills tries to find the tail of the spaceship because there is a rescue capsule there. The condition of the Earth at that time is clearly very dangerous, ranging from the dinosaurs to the geysers that can suddenly spew very hot water. With his sophisticated laptop, Mills manages to find the tail of the spaceship on top of a mountain and 15 kilometers away. And after dealing with a small dinosaur, Mills finds the girl wandering around. Soon he hears many dinosaur sounds that start to approach them. When he checks the data, the girl's name is Koa, who comes from a planet in the neighboring galaxy. Because of the accident, her parents died because they also joined this flight. Because she is from another galaxy, the language used by Koa is also different, and that makes Mills have difficulty in communicating. However, he still explains that they have to go to the tail of the plane that is on the top of the mountain in order to go home, and lies that there are Koa parents there who are still alive. Before leaving, Koa accidentally enters Mills's room and finds a hologram of Naveen, which reveals that Mills has been gone for a year. At the same time, Naveen's condition worsens, and finally, the dangerous journey to the tail of the plane begins. With a super advanced weapon, Mills will try to protect Koa from the attacks of the very fierce dinosaurs. Because they use different languages, there are many conversations between them. Suddenly, Koa hears the voice of a dinosaur asking for help, and even though it is dangerous, Mills is forced to help it out of the quicksand. But as soon as it is helped, the dinosaur is attacked by a pack of raptors and dies. This is a warning that they have to be careful when continuing the journey. Mills's laptop loses direction. He finally decides to climb a tree while Koa waits below. After getting the direction back, Mills suddenly falls and makes one of his arms dislocated. When trying to put it back, many predatory dinosaurs target them. Meanwhile, Koa, who is cornered by 2 predators, is saved. But there is still one more that attacks her. Although the predator eventually leaves, seeing Koa, who is still scared, Mills decides to rest for a while there. Before night, the journey continues, and they decide to rest in a cave. After setting up a security system, Mills is surprised because from the laptop he sees a large meteor heading towards Earth. Then, to reduce boredom, he plays a hologram that shows Naveen still being able to play cheerfully. But here it is revealed that Naveen actually died a few weeks before Mills had the accident. In the middle of the night, Mills wakes up because the security system is active. And when he looks for it, it turns out that the source of danger comes from Koa's mouth. There is a poisonous insect that almost kills her. Soon they hear the sound of a dinosaur approaching, and from outside the cave, a T-Rex appears. And because of its very large size, Mills's weapon is not strong enough, so they are forced to enter the cave. After it is safe, based on the laptop, there is a way out, but the contour of the cave is very narrow. It makes it a little difficult for Mills to walk. When he finds a dead end, he finds a way out in the form of a hole that is covered by boulders. With a simple tool, Mills tries to dig the rocks. In the process, he can't explain that Koa's parents are dead. When he is desperate because he finds a very hard rock, Mills finally uses a bomb, so the hole can be opened. Before entering, Koa is given some grenades to be on guard. But it turned out that the hole was too narrow for Mills, and suddenly there was a vibration until the hole collapsed. Mills, who had returned, was very afraid that Koa was dead, but he heard a whistle that indicated that Koa was still alive. Now Mills had to find another way out, but he detected a predatory dinosaur attacking him. He had a lot of trouble shooting because of the dark cave. When he got out, Mills saw a meteor getting closer, which was the meteor that had wiped out the dinosaurs from the face of the earth. At the same time, Koa, who was confused in the middle of the forest, panicked because there was a dinosaur that chased her. But because of the bomb Koa had, she finally survived, while Mills himself, who heard the chaos, intended to come, but he fell into quicksand. He repeatedly asked for Koa's help because he slowly began to sink. Although it took a while, she finally came and Mills was saved. They had to get to the escape pod before the meteor hit the earth, which was estimated to happen in 3 hours. At night, the tail of the plane was visible, and now the journey was only to climb a cliff. Here we can see how advanced their civilization was, but if they wanted to climb, they still used a regular rope. After they arrived, luckily the plane system still worked, and thanks to the previous distress signal, a rescue team was waiting outside the solar system. But Koa was busy looking for her parents among the wreckage of the plane. With a heavy heart, Mills told her that her parents had died. Mills himself was also very sad because when Naveen died, he was not by her side. Now the most important thing was that they had to leave quickly, because it started to rain meteors, and unfortunately, a piece of meteor hit the plane, causing the pod they were riding to fall. The inverted position of the pod made them unable to take off. Not finished with that, another problem arose with the presence of a very fierce T-Rex. Mills tried to get out to get a weapon, but it turned out that there were 2 T-Rexes. He calmly waited for the right moment to shoot. Seeing Mills cornered, Koa turned on a hologram of Naveen, which made one T-Rex distracted and finally killed. But another one managed to flip the escape pod, but for the second time Mills managed to knock it down. The problem was not over yet because the T-Rex from the previous cave also came. Because his weapon ran out of power, Mills had to lure the T-Rex away from the pod. In the middle of the meteor shower, he had an idea to lead it to a hot geyser. Unfortunately, the plan did not work, and at the last moment, Koa came and stabbed the T-Rex's eye. Soon after, a geyser burst and killed it instantly. Luckily, thanks to the T-Rex's attack, the escape pod was turned over, and they had to hurry up and leave before the meteor that wiped out the dinosaurs hit the earth. A feeling of joy and happiness radiated from their faces, who couldn't believe they had escaped from the earth. Finally, they were on their way to the search and rescue team from the planet Summerus, and the movie ends. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, because by subscribing you have supported me to make better videos. See you in the next video.